What's up, y'all? This is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. Today we got a quick video over our upcoming breed. And I announced a couple of days ago that we're going to attempt to breed our male Staffordshire Bull Terrier that we have to our female right here, American Bulldog Laurel. I'm going to try to make this as short and sweet as possible and go over why I decided to do that as quick as I possibly can so I don't ramble on. But here we go. Didn't have the greatest of luck with American Bulldogs. I believe that the American Bulldog, as it sits right now as a breed whole, the majority of the breed excel at being catch dogs. Second to that, I believe that they excel at being protection dogs, doing bite work and sleeve work and things like that. I need a calmer type dog, but still with a strong backbone. I recently found over the last couple of years that you can still have a catch dog and be calm. You can still have a calm dog that can be courageous. Outside of that, the American Bulldogs are a fairly large breed. And you know, when you're talking about the history of the dogs, the American Bulldog history that we read is really, in my opinion, of the White English Bulldog. The American Bulldogs, according to some of the current breeders, used to be a lot smaller than they are now. But the White English Bulldog was also a smaller type dog. I've heard people tell me stories of dogs being in the 45 to 50 pound range. So with that being said, I tried to start reaching out to some of the White English Bulldog people. And as soon as I mentioned having American Bulldogs in the conversation, couldn't end quick enough. I've said that before. A lot of those people are purists of the White English Bulldog. They want to preserve it. They don't want anybody mixing anything in it, and I have to respect that. I have to respect their opinion and their decision making on that. So that led me back to American Bulldogs, and there was a couple of American Bulldog breeders that I reached out to and that I would have possibly bought dogs from, but the dogs were either not health tested, or the dogs were too large, or both. So I decided, okay, what else do we have left? Well, our little Staffordshire Bull Terrier is health tested. He's a small dog. He's a 38 pound dog. I want dogs around the 50 pound range, give or take. He's health tested, healthy. He can be out here with our animals during chore time and be in direct contact with them without killing them. That's something that a lot of the American Bulldogs that I previously owned could not do. So that goes that gets me to the point of the decision making time of Staffordshire Bull Terrier. Do we do it or do we not? After months of consideration, I decided we would do it. So now that we're at the point of going to attempt this breeding in the next few weeks, hopefully, what are the benefits of that? What are the drawbacks of that? Well, the drawbacks is a much shorter list as you would expect, considering I'm going to go forward with this attempt of breeding. You have possibly a little bit more drivey of a dog. They got Terrier in them, and they got the Terrier attitude. So that's one drawback, but I believe it is manageable if you start putting the dog in situations that you want the dog to live in, and you start correcting it at a young age. I believe the dog can adapt. A lot of people ain't going to agree with that. They're going to say, well, the dog's bred the way the dog's bred, and that's that. If that's the way you believe, I understand that, but that would mean that no dog is trainable. And some dogs, and a lot of dogs, are very much trainable. And I will pick the pup out of the litter that I feel like is the most trainable. The one that has the most trainability. That's how I've always picked my dogs, and it's worked well for me now. So I'm hoping that too much fire is not put back into these pups by adding the Staffordshire Bull Terrier. The other thing is this, the other drawback, which could really is 50-50, half a drawback, half a positive, in my opinion, is he's a little too human friendly. The Staffordshire Bull Terrier is not really a guard dog. They're really human friendly. Out of about 25 people that he meets, he might find 2 that he don't like, whereas the Bulldogs in the past, especially her sire, he could see 25 people and he could probably find 2 that he did like. So, what's the drawbacks of that? Well, that's a liability. I'm not keeping my dogs in kennels no more. I keep them in this fence right here. Now, this is a center fence, so it don't have the ones on the top and bottom. But if you look over here, I got top, middle, bottom. Keep them in a 4-foot fence with a hot wire so they can't dig out at the bottom, they can't go through in the middle, and they can't go over at the top. Having a dog that's doesn't like humans at all, that could be a liability. I don't want a liability. I am not breeding dogs to protect me. I'm breeding dogs to stay put and protect their area, their livestock. And it's not from humans, it's from predators. So that is the positive of it. You know, like I said, it could go either way, being too human friendly. We don't want them going out and approaching the threat when it's not really a threat. We want them to at least wait till the threat comes to them. Teleco was not that way. He would clear a fence and he would be on you in a heartbeat if he could. So we don't want that. So that's really the only drawbacks. We still want them with backbone. We still want them to be a little bit wary of people they don't know. But I'm thinking with still having the Bulldog in them, there'll still be enough wariness to them that they're not just going to go up to anybody. And as they're out here, they're going to learn from these older dogs, and these older dogs are great watchdogs for us, and they'll learn how to do it and why they're doing it. So let's get to the list of the benefits. How is it beneficial to me to add a Staffordshire Bull Terrier? This particular Staffordshire Bull Terrier, keep in mind that this cross is this decision was not made based on the breed. This decision was made based on the individual dog. Has nothing to do with Staffordshire Bull Terrier, but everything to do with Grim. Number one, he's healthy. I don't have to worry about running into an issue down the road and having to breed out of it. I've done that before. A lot of these breeders are charging top dollar for their breed, but not health testing, excuse me. So that's number one. She's cleared by her parents. He's cleared by his parents. All the dogs and grandparents of this litter will be health tested and cleared. No need to breed to health test the parents because they're cleared by parentage, but we will test, well, I will test a pup or pups that I keep just to ensure that the science behind that is right, because if parents are clear, the pup should be clear. So that's the big thing. That's out of the way. Number two, his mental attitude, his mental attributes, his temperament. He meets those. I've done talked about him being out here with the animals and not killing them. Check mark number two. Number three, structure. He's going to bring good structure to this. That was one thing I was worried about with breeding her back to Kneeling right away, is because after owning some dogs of Alan and Don's, I could see the difference in them. Kneeling is nothing wrong with Kneeling. He's just his bite really is what I want a cleaner bite. She's got a decent bite on him, on her. Excuse me. Grim has a correct scissor bite. I want a correct scissor bite or a reverse scissor bite. He brings good bone, a good size head, and he's straight on the front and rear. That's a positive. I think these pups are gonna look great because they got a great sire and a great mother, and parents behind them. Anybody that is familiar with the Staffordshire Bull Terrier knows those people are pretty particular, so that's a plus. So you got health, you got temperament, you got structure. On adding to structure is the size of the dog. He's 38 pounds. I want a smaller dog. She's around 55 or 60 pounds. I'm going to have to weigh her. I've been lying to y'all and saying I'm going to post her weight, and I ain't weighed her yet. But I'm guessing she's between 55 and 60 pounds. Well, I'm wanting dogs between 45 and 60 pounds. So she fits the bill. However, people that are hearing this may say, well, you already got what you need. Why do a cross? Well, she has a litter mate I just got an update on last night. That's 104 pounds. And he ain't fat. He's huge, but he's just a solid dog. He's a big dog. He's tall. He's got good bone density to him. Big old pumpkin head on him. He's just big. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not my flavor. You know, I want something a little bit smaller, a little something easier for the family to handle. This year I was down and out of work for 5 months with a leg injury, and my family had to take over. It was much easier for them to handle a dog of her size than a dog 100 pounds, or even a dog like Nealon that's 69, 70 pounds right now. He's just real strong. So if we can get those numbers down a little bit, that'll be great. Phenotype is something I consider whenever doing a cross. This will be the first time I've ever done a cross or attempted one, so I'm not an expert on it, but me personally, I wouldn't want something that was just totally drastically different than the American Bulldog. With the Staffordshire Bull Terrier, you still get a similar color scheme, you still get a similar Bulldog type dog. Of course, they're Bull and Terrier, but they're short-haired dogs too. So that to me is a plus. That really has nothing to do with a whole lot of anything, but just if I'm going to do a cross, I'd like to keep the phenotype somewhat similar. So that's a rundown on why I've decided to do what I've done. I hope everyone enjoys. We will dig in deeper as this process goes. I'm not counting my chickens before they hatch. I've still got a long ways to go. She's still got to come to heat. We still got to attempt to breed with a smaller dog, and then the pups got to, pregnancy's got to go good. The pups have got to be healthy, and this will be in the middle of winter. But it is what it is. You just got to adapt and adjust. So if anybody's got a question regarding this, leave it in the comment section. If it's worthy of a video, we'll go over that too. I want everyone that's interested to be well versed on why I came to the decision that I came to, and I want them to try to be as educated on this cross as much as I am, and maybe someone can educate me along the way. Until next time, this is Daniel with Pride of the Southland Kennels. Thank you all for watching.